Hello everyone, we're back again. My name is Stephen Williams. I'm the founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com, and I'm excited to be talking to you today. Some of you might be watching this live. Some of you may be watching a replay, but regardless of when you're watching it, this information that I'm about to share with you is very important. I have my notes here because I have so much stuff that I don't want to forget anything. I got my glasses right there. I got my water right here. So what we're about to talk about, we're going to talk about how you can repair your credit and increase your credit score in 30 to 60 days using the program that I've developed. And I got something special for you. If you watch the entire presentation at the end or close to the end, I'm going to tell you how you can use my money. I'm going to finance your first month of services. So that's like having no risk if you decide to work with my company to repair your credit and increase your credit score. Let's go to the next thing. I need you to turn your cell phones off or turn the TV off, get off of any social media, everything. I know it's hard. When I've watched presentations, I know it's very difficult to do that. Get out of your email box, but you got to do it because what I want you to do is I want you to focus right now. If your financial situation is very important to you, if it's important that you be able to take care of yourself and your family better in the future, you need to focus and concentrate on the information that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Let's go over why you should listen to me. First of all, I'm just like you. When I was out of the United States Army in 1990, my wife and I, we came up to Wisconsin, and I'm not from Wisconsin. I didn't know anyone up here, and we really had only $1,500. That was it, and we had a pickup truck that we owned, a Nissan pickup truck. You know, those trucks were very cheap back then. And we came up here and we started establishing our life. It was very tough. You know, I didn't go to college. I graduated high school, and it was very tough to find employment. I was working a third shift security guard job at a local college. Now, I've always been entrepreneurial. My wife and I, we wanted to own our own business. We wanted to do something to give our family financial freedom, but it was very hard when you don't have any money. Very difficult. And so, long story short, we started a business after trying several things. We started a business at the end of 1990, and that business started working. And by 1994, we were making a lot of money. I'm talking about when I was working my security guard job, I was making $364.68 or something like that every 2 weeks. And then fast forward to 1994, we're making over $100,000 per year. But we ended up blowing our money on all types of stuff because when you don't have money and you are able to get stuff, that's what you go and do. Everybody does that. You see movie stars, you see rap stars, you see people on TV, sports figures. You come from not having money, and then you get money, and they don't teach us how to handle our money, and the first thing we go and do is ruin our credit and spend our money. So from 1994, when we were really making $100,000 but we were broke, all the way until 1999, it took us that long to fix our situation. And what I learned from there is during that time frame, I learned a lot about money, I learned a lot about debt, I learned a lot about credit. Now, the good thing about that is that it don't need to take you that long because I've already done all the lessons and the hard work. So what I'm going to be showing you in here is where it doesn't take you nearly that long. I wish that I had someone like me at that time that would have helped me with what I'm about to help you with. Also, from what I learned about debt and credit and people that from my other business, and I still own that company, my business associates, I had told them the story about what had happened to me and how I fixed it, and all of a sudden they started coming to me, and they were like, I own a store. I own 5 or 6 stores, but I have the same situation. A lot of these people were from other countries, and they were taking care of their mom, grandparents, multiple family members, and they were like, I got all of these stores, I make all of this money, but I really don't have nothing to show for it. I have a lot of cash flow coming in, but I have a lot of money going out. Can you help me with my credit and debt problems, and so I can get myself on a better financial foundation? And so I started helping business owners in my community, business owners, people that were making millions of dollars and spending millions of dollars every year. I started helping them lower their debt obligations, save more money, and then increase their credit score, because I'm going to show you in this presentation why that's very important to have a high credit score when it comes to your financial future. And then, so I became the go-to person in my community for credit, debt, everything that people need. When someone needs to know something about it, they would call Steve. Call Steve about it. People would call me on my phone, people that I didn't even know, and say, so-and-so referred me to you because he said you're the go-to person for credit and debt. And some of these people that would call me were people that I didn't even think that they would have that type of problem, because some of these guys and women were $1 million store owners, that own multiple stores in the community, multiple companies in the community, but they had the same problem that I had back in the 1990s. Now, also in every month, and I looked at my stats last month, I've had over 200,000 downloads of my information online. And it took me a long time to get the respect nationwide, but I worked very hard to do that. And the reasons why people are starting to get my information and work with my company is because we are upfront about everything, and that's what I want to talk to you about here. Now, what I want you to think about for a moment. Imagine yourself if you had a 725 credit score. How would you walk around? How would you carry yourself? How much confidence would you have that if you walked into any place to get credit, if you wanted to go get a new car, if you wanted to get a mortgage, if you wanted to get a bank loan to start a business, how much confidence would you have? Can you see yourself having that? Can you see yourself having that type of credit score, or even higher, to where you have that type of confidence to where when you go to get a loan, they're not doing you a favor, you're doing them a favor by giving them your business? That's the way that you should feel when you go out there and you go to apply for credit. They turn it around on everybody and make it feel like they're doing you a favor by approving you, and you're the one that has to pay the money back. So I want you to imagine that you have a 725 or whatever in your mind that good credit score number is. How would you feel when you went out there, even if you didn't want to apply for anything, just knowing that you have that in your back pocket, that you have good credit? That means that if anything came up, a business opportunity, some type of, like I have some examples here. Let's just say that you would qualify for a car and you would have to pay no money down, and you would get the lowest interest rate, which would make the lowest payment. There was some type of investment or business opportunity, and they said, we don't need someone that has money. We need someone that has good credit. We have the money. We just need someone to have good credit to be involved with this opportunity. And there are several opportunities that are like that. I've seen people that had no money, but they had good credit, and they matched it with people that had money, and they made thousands of dollars solely because they allowed their credit to be used. There's a big secret that a lot of people don't want people to know about. People think that just because they have cash, and cash is good, but that they don't need to have good credit. And the reasons why you have to have good credit is because your good credit is going to show how you live your life. That's the thing. So if you could go into a business opportunity and everybody is sitting down and talking about what they're going to bring to the table, and then they decide to do checks on everyone's credit, you could be kicked out of that opportunity because they're going to say, we don't think that you can manage finances. How are you going to manage our money better than you manage your own money? Also, another benefit of having that high credit score is you're going to be able to save so much money. Your monthly payments are going to be lowered. Let me give you some examples. This personal example. I bought my wife a Range Rover. It's been 5 years now. It seemed like it was yesterday. This car was $79,000. And I was able to get, number one, no money down, and I worked out the numbers. If I had bad credit, that car would have been over $1,800 per month. But because I had excellent credit, I only paid $1,063 per month. Now, something that happened because I'm saving so much money without paying high payments on that and other things that I've purchased in the past, that I actually paid that car off 2 years earlier than was required. So it saved me. If you work the numbers, if I would have paid the regular a high interest rate that most people pay and not got the premium interest rate, the payments would have been around $1,800. Over the period of that loan, that would have been $53,000 more that I would have paid for that car. But because I was able to get the lower interest rate, I was looking at it from the $79,000 ticket price of the vehicle. When everything was said and done, they made $5,000 on that car from me. And the thing about it is that that people don't tell you about is that there's a finance charge on everything. Because I always try to look at these ways that you can beat loans, and the way that the banks have made it to where they don't just give you their money and you get to use their money and pay it off at the end of the month, is that they do put finance charges. So over that period of 3 years, with the interest that I paid and the finance charges, it was a little bit lower than $5,000 on that loan. Also for my house, this was a biggie. Remember, I had a house built, and remember back in the 2000s, before the crash, an excellent interest rate was about 6 to 7%. That was excellent back then before the crash. A lot of people don't know that. I had a home built. Me and my wife had a home, nice house built for the family before all the kids had grew up, and now we had this big house and it's only us two in there. But that was the interest rate that I had got for the mortgage. We had put a good size down payment down, but that was the interest rate. The house is pretty big size. It's a pretty expensive home, but the payment that I was paying before taxes was roughly $2,600. It might have been a little bit lower, don't quote me on that, but around $2,600 per month that I was paying on the mortgage. Do you know that later, when they lowered the interest rates, and because I had an excellent credit score, that I went back, renegotiated the loan, and they got me, I believe, something like this percentage rate, like 3.78, something like that, 3.68. Lowered my payments Now, this was before taxes, so I was paying on top of that with the taxes. This is what it lowered it to, and there's this is before taxes, so $1,300. I looked at the savings that I had just in what I would have paid extra towards the house. It was over $468,000. $468,000 in savings. For this is a little. This is what you would get now with bad credit or higher. Even though back then this was good credit, but now you would get this with bad credit or not having a good credit score or a moderate credit score, or you could get this one or even lower. There's some of them that are lower, but they are inching up, but still. And this was my payment, and this is the savings over the period of time of the loan. I mean, that's incredible. Okay, now I have to make a quick disclosure, FTC disclosure. My attorney said that I need to start doing this. So your results that you get from my program are not typical. Your results may be better or they may be worse than what other individuals have experienced using our program. And that's because everyone's situation is totally different. No one's the mistakes that they've made on their credit is the same as another individual's mistakes. The type of mistake is the same, but some people have made more mistakes. Some people have made less mistakes. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to drink some water real quick. All right, I've used this system. It's called an 8-point validation system. I want you to focus. I want you to listen. Listen to what I just said. An 8-point validation system. I'm the one that developed that system, and this system I've used it to repair over 5,000 customers' credit to date, and it has helped them either remove negative and inaccurate items off of their credit reports, unverifiable items and outdated items off of their credit reports, and it has also put them into made it possible for them to start increasing their credit scores. I developed this system over time. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It's something that I've developed over many years, and part of it was from what had happened to me in the 1990s. Now, I want to share with you 3 secrets. You need to understand these 3 secrets. If you don't, it's going to make it very difficult for you to repair your credit. Secret number 1. And I'm going to make a circle here. So we're going to put this, so we're going to say 1, 2, and 3. Don't ask me why I went that direction. Maybe it's because of a clock or whatever. So secret number 1 is your debt. A lot of people think that to repair your credit, you have to pay off all of your old outstanding debt. That is not true. I want you to understand that is not true. To be able to repair your credit, and you may have medical bills, you may have old credit card bills, cable bills, payday loans, all types of negative credit that you have not paid. It is not required for you to have to pay those, and through my program, we've developed a system that we validate to make sure that those debts have to be paid. But the problem that happens, and I'm going to go into it, is that people don't understand how that works. So that's number 1 secret, is that you don't have to pay all your old debt. Secret number 2, they think it takes too much time to even get started, too much time to even get the ball rolling. That's why most people don't do anything. That's why most people don't do anything in life, is because they're like, man, it's going to take too much time. They start thinking about everything that has to be done, and they equate that with getting started. It does not take a lot of time to get started, and I'm going to go into how that can be accomplished also. And then number 3, they think they have to know the laws. They're like, okay, I know that a particular item maybe shouldn't be on my credit report, but I don't really know how to make the bureaus and the debt collection company, I don't know how to get them to understand and see it from my side. And that's where the laws come in, because when you're talking to these people, and most of it is done by mail, if you don't do it the right way, it's just not going to be understood. So people, they're like, I don't know the law, so there's just no way that it's going to work for me. And then they think, I think that's right there, or law. I don't want to, you'd be surprised how many people will say you shouldn't have put a apostrophe S there or whatever. But so people, they don't get started because they're like, I don't know the laws. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know the laws, they're not going to take any of the information that you send serious. Because the name of the game for them is to make money, and if they're going to just allow you to just send documents and have things just fall off of your credit report and not get paid for it, then they're not going to be in business very long. And so now the way that you beat this, the way that you take care of all of this right here, is you delegate. You're too busy. You have too much stuff to do. And you can see, if you did all these 3 right here, this is your free time. So you need to work, have your free time, have fun, family. This is why people don't get things accomplished, is because they're doing stuff that they don't want to do. The secret to it is to delegate. You delegate. You get someone else to take care of all of this. This is covered. This is covered. This is covered. So what happens is you get all your time back to do what you want to do. And you leave it up to the professionals to get rid of all of that stuff that you don't need to be doing. Now, can I get your permission right now? Can I get your permission to offer you an incredible opportunity to work with my company to repair your credit and increase your credit score? I'm asking your permission. And let me look on my computer here. We got a lot of people. They're saying yes. They're saying they want their time back. They're saying thanks. This is exactly why I haven't got started. So people are saying that online. So thank you for responding there and let me know that we're on the right track here. Now, let's go over what you could get if you work with my company. So let's get into it. I already put the, get my pen ready here. We had a little bit of a technical issue with the webinar service, but I'll just kind of start it over again real quick. If you use my service, I'll guarantee that you'll get approved for a mortgage, low interest rate auto loan, credit card, or personal loan. And like I had mentioned earlier, I put the value of being able to do that at $10,000. I put that value at that, and you already know why, because I gave you the example of what I saved on my wife's car, what I saved on my mortgage, so that justifies that. I mean, just lowballing it, that justifies a $10,000 value. That would cover if you were to go get any vehicle that's in over $30,000, and if you was to get a mortgage, it would totally justify having that type of value. The next thing is stopping debt collectors from calling your home. I put that value at $249 because it's very important. If you can have the debt collectors call me, have them call Steve, have them call my office, rather than calling you at your job, hounding you at your home, kids answering the phone, oh, don't answer that phone because that's a debt collector, or having all these different numbers calling your cell phone, just hounding you. That's worth $249. What do you think? I think that is. Next, we have, which is, a lot of people don't even know about this one, LexisNexis. This is considered the 4th credit reporting agency, and they have all of your public records information. So no credit repair is complete without having it also corrected on your LexisNexis reports. And that's something that we do. We take care of that. That's a $199 value. Other credit repair agencies and repair services don't even know how to do this, and they don't even mention that. $199 value. Next, we have $599 value with everything that's needed to have the communications with all 3 credit reporting agencies. That's very important because none of this that's like the heavy work that has to be done, and that's for us to handle all of that for you. Communications, follow-up, more communication, follow-up, corrections, updating, all of that covered for $599. Next, another $599 value, and that's with follow-up, communications, packaging, talking to, communicating, working out deals with the debt collection companies. That needs to be done, or you're not going to have successful credit repair process. In the end, this whole package will be costing you we're looking at $4,000, and my pen is going out here, but we're looking at $4,449.97. That's what you're going to need to be paying my company to repair your credit. So go ahead and pull out your credit cards, your checkbooks, and go ahead and write it for that, because that's what this whole package is worth. But no, you're not going to pay that amount, and I'm going to go over. But I want to justify this amount. If we look at just going back, reviewing what I was able to save with my mortgage, what I was able to save with my wife's car, with what other people, the examples that I gave you about the restaurant owner, the grocery store owner, and also the young man that has the duplex where he's refinancing. This justified that, just that, without even this part. If you could just get them to save on that amount, get them to save on their mortgage, get them to save and be able to start their businesses, they will pay this over and over again because it's improved their life way more than the money that they paid out to our company. If you look at the stopping the debt collectors from calling you and having them call my office, that is worth $249. One call. If you have debt collectors calling you and you have one of them calling you, and you go and let's just say you call an attorney to take care of it for you, they're going to charge you probably just to take the calls. Every call, they're going to probably charge you close to this for every call that they take on your behalf, depending on their hourly rate. Next, with LexisNexis. As I already mentioned, other bureaus they charge people and they don't even offer this service, so they can't even fully repair their credit because they're going to have the public records that are not going to be matching what's on their credit reports. So that's $199 value. That's more justification. And then we have here where we're going to package up, follow up, do all the heavy lifting, everything that it takes, all of that follow up back and forth for you. $599.99 for that's with all three bureaus. And remember, each bureau is an independent company. And then with the debt collector, the communications, the packaging, the negotiation, everything that's involved with dealing with them, right there, that's $599. So that whole package right there, that's what the value of it would be. And just again, let's look at it from your side. Let's take away what it did for me, what it did for the other customers that I have. Let's just look at you. If would you pay this if you were to have good credit and you would save on your house? You would save on your new car. You would be able to walk in and have be able to be involved in a business opportunity where you only use your credit. People were going to pay you to use your credit for a business opportunity. And there are tons of those that go on every day. Let me tell you, I know a lot of people that only use their credit for business deals, and everybody else puts up the cash and they get paid for that. It's been able to change their lives because they didn't have any money, but they did have good credit. Would that be worth it to you if you were just involved in one business opportunity, one transaction, one real estate deal where they used your credit and they put up their money to fix the house, sold the house, everybody split $75,000 or $100,000 in profit? Would that be worth it to you? And you would be able to do that over and over again. That would be worth it to you. But let me give you an example of an individual. He had a restaurant, and he when he came to me, he had messed up on his credit. He had one restaurant. We fixed it. He paid for the services, and now 4 years later, he has 4 restaurants. And I was over having lunch with him not too long ago, and I asked him, he has one inside of a mall, and I asked him, how much did you pay to even get this done? It was over $450,000 in loans to be able to get that. It don't matter how much money he has, they were going to look at his credit to give a loan that size. And he has that pretty much for each location. It cost around, the first one was a lot cheaper, but all the other ones he's upgraded and made bigger and better. And they were loans of around $400,000 to $500,000. And then just, if you don't know about this, that happened to Magic Johnson, the basketball player. He, after playing in the NBA all those years, he went for a business loan and they turned him down. Even though he had money, they turned him down because the credit was not established in a way that the bank would want to take the risk on what he was going to be doing. So money and cash is very important. Don't get me wrong, but you need to have the combination to be able to grow. Another example that comes to mind is a lady that owns a few businesses. She opened up a new grocery store, and when I met her, she just had a small laundromat. Now she redid her whole property where she has laundromat, a little small takeout restaurant, and then she has a clothing store, and then she has another grocery store, and she just opened a big, huge grocery store. So we're talking about people that are capitalizing on, first, the money that they're saving by repairing their credit, the savings that they put in their pocket for money that they were going to already have to be spending, and then the expansion of opportunity because they have good credit and the money that's open up to them. But that's them. Let's look at you. Let's go back to you. I want you to focus on you. If just this, would you pay this if you could guarantee to stop garnishments that are going to happen to you, or be able to work out deals on garnishments that are happening to you? Stop the debt collectors from calling you. Stop them from calling your boss. Let your bosses and your neighbors and all of them all up into your business. Wouldn't that be worth it to you? If you could save the harassment and the possible loss of a job because of debt collectors calling you because your credit is being bad. I've even heard of people losing job promotions because if they have two individuals, they work for the company the same amount of time, they both do a good job, and then what they do is they say, okay, let's look at the credit report to break the tie. And that is actually happening right now. You can look online now. They are actually looking at credit reports before they even hire people now. That's the way to discriminate against people. Another example that comes to mind, and that would be worth it to you if you had that security from within, that you've done everything possible to be able to move forward, that your financial situation, your credit reports are not going to be the thing that hold you back. And it even holds people back in relationships also. But real quickly, let me give you another example. One of our customers, he was applying to be a Secret Service agent. First thing that popped up on his report was something, that a collection from more than 15 years ago. And do you know that they said that you can't even move forward with your application until you get that situation taken care of? We got it taken care of. I'm happy to say that he's a Secret Service agent because we were able to get that taken care of. So now we're looking at everything here. We know that this is the amount that the value of everything that we're giving you. That's what the value is. But as I said, you're not going to pay that. The amount that you're going to pay to me, to my company, this is the deal that I have for you right here. This is the deal. Backed by, I was going to say 30, 90-day, but 90-day money-back guarantee. But I'm even going to go a step further. I want to take all the risk. I want to, number one, I want to put my staff is going to start working specifically for you on your situation. So all you're going to have to do, if you're an individual, to get started, it's $9.95. If you're a couple, $19.90. There is an additional fee if you don't have your credit reports monitoring service. We have a very low-cost service that's only $16.95 a month. But if you have one, you don't even have to worry about that. We can use those. We just want you to be able to know where you're at, where you're starting at, and then how you're moving forward in the credit repair process. So now, with everything that I offered you, for you to get started, is it worth it for you to at least get started to see what we can start doing for you to pay this here? I mean, if you're not willing to do that, then I don't even know what to say, because that's an excellent deal. You're going to use my staff. That means that I'm going to be paying really for you to get started with your credit repair process. And then after that, your first service payment starts 30 days after you sign up. So you're going to be getting results within 30 to 45 days, but we're giving you a head start because you don't have to make any service payments to my company until 30 days after you sign up. And now below me, there should be a link that just lit up, or if it's not already there, if you click that, you can see the 3 available affordable payment plans that we have available for you to get started. So let's go over, these are frequently asked questions, and then we're going to also go over some questions that are on the computer. We have a question about how long will it take to see results? We usually 30 to 45 days. That's how long the bureaus have, but the results can vary depending on your situation. Usually the first 30 to 45 days, the first group of results that we get, we usually use that to kind of determine what's going to be the focus of working on your credit. Because remember, it's a process. You didn't get bad credit in 1 day or 30 days. You're not going to be 100% out of it in that time frame also. How much will my credit score increase? And we got a whole bunch of those on the computer. How much is going to increase is going to be determined upon what's already on your report and how much negative you have on your report. Some people have credit that they're currently paying on. Some people just have bad credit. The good thing about it is that we're going to work through the process, and then we're going to show you how to continue paying on the credit that you're paying on, but there might be some adjustments that need to be made that can instantly increase your score. And then if you only had bad credit and you didn't have any other good credit that you're paying on, we're going to give you the strategies that you're going to need to use to start increasing your score. What happens if debt collectors call during the credit repair process? That's where we went back with that. You know that that's all taken care of. What happens if you have a bunch of medical bills? We take care of those. There's laws that are in place that do not allow the sharing of your medical history on your credit report. So we can help you, number one, get them off your reports, and then number two, work out some deals to get those medical bills paid. What are the major credit reporting agencies? TransUnion, Equifax, Experian are the three bureaus. They do not care about each other. They're in competition. They are not government agencies. They are regulated, but they're not government agencies. Just because one result happens on one bureau doesn't mean that the other bureau has to come to the same determination on that result. That's where the heavy lifting, the heavy follow-up that our company does is what will make each of those bureaus match each other. Let's see here. Other people, yeah, we just talked about the 30 to 45 days for the first group of results, and then each month going after that is going to take around that amount of time. Good thing when you have a monitoring service, we're able to look at that because they're going to make the changes in that. It's going to get it's going to go in there before you get it in the mail. And we always, our customer service team will look in there and see those results and make the changes. Another person said, well, what if I'm too busy because I drew on that circle where you're going to have all that time and you want to just delegate it to us? What happens if you go on a vacation and you just forget to call in 30 days? No matter what, we're going to get your file and we're going to work your file every 30 days. We're going to look in to see your results, and we're going to continue even if you forget to call us. We're going to also email you with what we saw on there. We're going to give you a call. If you're available, that's fine. If you're not, you're going to know that you have a team that's continuing to work, and you can just at any time when you get free time, look in your monitoring service, look in our web portal to see the changes that's happening on your reports. Do all the lenders only use the three bureaus? Yes. When you go for an auto loan, they may choose to do business with one of them and check one report. When you go for mortgage, they're going to look at all three, and they're going to look at the LexisNexis report for any public records history. Why shouldn't I do it myself? And we had a lot of people that put that on the computer too. Why you shouldn't do it yourself? Because of time. You're going to get more money. You're going to replace your money. You're going to get paid over and over again. You're going to make more money, but you can't make more time. The time that we lose is gone forever. And I want to show you about how to delegate, because if you delegate, you're going to have a lot more time. When I started delegating with my businesses, hiring more people to do work, I had a lot more free time. And also I was able to do more of the things that I like doing in my business. Another reason is that you need to break old habits. A lot of people they can't even move forward in their life. They don't get to a better place. Me and my wife talk about a 5-year rule, no matter what. And no matter what, back then we were like, if we're in the same place that we were 5 years ago, we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing to improve our lives. So we always ran by a 5-year rule, and now because we're older, we go by a 1-year rule. That means that every day when I wake up, I look at a way of growing myself in all directions, not just financially. I'm talking about with dealing with people, with exercising with myself. I don't need to be the most in shape person, but I need to make sure that I take care of my health and that I'm doing things and eating as good and right as possible. And so you need to break those old habits. A lot of people will sit back and they'll just hope and wish that things get better. You can't be the type of person that do that anymore. You have to take risks, and the only way that things are going to change is if you trust somebody and you just, make a good decision. I've been here talking with you, and I hope that you trust us to be able to do this for you. And then we're about to be finished up at the end here. What I was saying about if you stay to the end, that's what my big gift was that everyone that stayed to the end, you're going to learn and know that I'm going to finance the first part of you getting started. So all you have to pay is these here. We're going to call you within, if it's the same business day, within 20, 30 minutes. If you're signing up at night, we're going to call you in the morning, welcome you to the company, and get you started. And I'm going to finance your first month of your credit repair. So I hope everything, I hope that you're in a better place after watching this video, and I hope that you choose to get started. And again, my name is Stephen Williams with the creditrepairshop.com, and thank you for your time.